I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car refusing to get out.
It's the night before Thanksgiving, 2015. The streets of Paradise, California are almost too quiet. Like the town's holding its breath, Officer Patrick Feaster is parked on the side of the road in his cruiser, facing a cantina everyone knows by name and by reputation. People leave there drunk. He knows it. He's waiting for it. And then, just before midnight, calm breaks. A car rips out of the lot, fast. It misses the dash cam, but not Feaster's eyes. He hits the gas, chases. The car's already ahead, tearing down the road. But Feaster catches up quick. The SUV finally slides into view. Inside, 26-year-old Andrew Thomas, just out on parole. Beside him, his ex-wife, 23-year-old Darian Aaron. Andrew's drunk, sloppy drunk, over the legal limit and showing it. He doesn't pull over, doesn't even try. Instead, the chase ends before it really begins, with Andrew plowing straight into a raised median. The SUV launches, rolls, flips like it's weightless. When it stops, it's on its side. Darian gets thrown through the windshield. She hits pavement, hard. She's still breathing somehow, but it won't matter. Her injuries are beyond repair. Her body already knows. Andrew, though, he's still in the car. Shaken, maybe, but awake, moving, and from the look of it, not seriously hurt. Fueled by panic or adrenaline or both, he scrambles toward the opening, trying to get out, trying to get to her. That's when Feaster appears in the dash cam frame. No warning, no words, just gun drawn. And then 2 shots. One hits. Andrew drops, limp, back into the wreck. It happens so fast it almost looks like an accident. Like Feaster didn't mean to pull the trigger. Andrew wasn't a threat. His hands were busy pulling himself up. There's no moment of tension, no standoff. Just bang, and down. And Feaster knows it. He walks up slow, flashlight out, looks at Andrew, looks for too long, just stares. 10, maybe 15 seconds, like he's trying to rewind it in his head, trying to undo it with his eyes. Then finally, he moves, grabs his radio, calls it in. But the worst part isn't what just happened, it's what's about to. Because from here on out, things don't get clearer. They get colder. Feaster gets on the radio, but he does not say he fired his weapon.
I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car refusing to get out.
He just says the driver won't get out of the car. That is it. Then he walks off, flashlight pointed to the ground, wandering, searching. And from the way he moves, from the silence and angles and stillness, some believe he was looking for something specific. His shell casings. Evidence. Proof of what just happened. But before he can finish whatever he's doing, another officer pulls up.
Just her?
No, there's a male in the car refusing to get out.
Now there are 2 of them. The second cop surveys the wreck. Darian still lying in the road. Andrew still inside the flipped SUV. And again, Feaster repeats the same thing. The driver won't exit the vehicle. No mention of gunfire. No mention of injury. Just nothing. And that tells you everything. Feaster is trying to bury it. Let the moment pass. Reset reality. But then Andrew speaks.
Hey, they got one. He's refusing to get out. Get out of the car, sir. You're not shot, sir. Get out of the car. He came out of cantina, lights out, gunning it. I came around here. He pulls.
Just hang tight, okay, ma'am?
Comes down here, and he hits right in here as I watch him come through. He was trying to get away from me.
He tells Feaster he's been shot. And still, face to face, Feaster lies to him, denies it. So Andrew tries again. This time, he tells the other officer, says it straight.
Sir, you need to come out of the car. If this car is still on, then I don't want you to get hurt. What do you mean you got shot? Yeah, I was right there. I saw it.
Did you get shot at the cantina? Who shot you? The cop did not shoot you.
But it sounds impossible. That Feaster, one of their own, would just shoot a man and not say a word? No one believes it. Not yet. So minutes pass. 5 of them. Long and crawling. And Feaster keeps walking around, pretending nothing's wrong. While the second officer chalks up Andrew's claim to shock, maybe delirium from the crash, the footage cuts. What's left is audio.
Sir, I need you to talk to me so I know you're okay. Sir, take a look at me. Did you bump your head? Sir, what is your name? Sir! Sir, what is your name? We have another one inside the car. He was talking when we first got here. He's not answering questions anymore.
The second officer is trying to talk to Andrew again, but now he's silent, unmoving, and it is too quiet for too long. 10 minutes in, the video kicks back on. A new body cam, another officer. An ambulance is finally on scene. The medics rush to Darian first. She's clearly in the worst shape, and not long after, she's pronounced dead. But the worst part, the part that makes this feel sick in your stomach, is that no one treating Andrew knows he's been shot. No one has been told, not even now. And Andrew, he's bleeding, paralyzed, fading fast, but still, somehow, alive. Then, finally, 11 minutes after pulling the trigger, Feaster speaks.
Feaster! Sir, you hold this scene. Manny with me. We're going over to the cantina to find out if this guy...
I think I shot him. I wasn't even pointing at him. The gun did go off.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No,
He says he might have shot him. Might. That is when the video ends. And yes, he did. He shot Andrew in the neck, and that bullet severed his spinal cord. That is why he could not get out of the car, why he could barely speak, why he was dying. The delay in care only made it worse. Andrew fought for weeks, but the injuries, the pneumonia, the kidney failure, they were too much. He died less than a month later. Feaster eventually admitted that he fired his gun, but claimed he was not sure if he hit anyone, even though he was staring right at him, even though Andrew told him he was shot, again and again. But what stuck with most people was the moment right after the shot, when Feaster quietly scanned the pavement with his flashlight, looking for something small, something metal, something he should have never fired. District Attorney Mike Ramsey cleared him at first, said there was no crime, but once Andrew died, that changed. Feaster was found guilty of manslaughter. His sentence? 180 days. And sure, no one's defending Andrew's decision to drink and drive that night. But that video, the silence, the shot, the cover-up, left a hole in the air. Because Feaster did not just pull the trigger, he left a man to die, then tried to erase it.
I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car refusing to get out.
out at Rocky Fork Lake. I'm not real sure the address. I'm at my home.
Police did not investigate, and it has been bothering me. At around 20:30 to 20:45, I arrived home from a quick trip to town to grab a beer. As I got out of my car, I could hear something. I thought, for a moment, that I had left the television on and was hearing it from outside. But as I walked to the front of my car and pressed the lock button on my remote, I realized that what I was hearing was screaming. I listened for a second, thinking it was somebody screwing around. But then the woman's voice screamed, "No! Stop! You're hurting me! You're killing me!" And an adult male voice yelling something I could not make out. There was a dog barking from the same direction, as well as a repeated thudding noise. I immediately dialed 911 and told the police. They could even hear the screaming in the background. They said they would send an officer to drive by, but an hour passed and none came. I watched for them on my security cameras. I pulled the footage from the only one that was set to record constantly. The camera on my back door only records when it detects a humanoid shape, so it caught me making the phone call and a little of the screaming in the background. The backyard camera caught it all, but it is unintelligible due to outdoor AC unit noise. I cleaned up the audio as best I could, but I need advice on how to proceed. I am attaching a Dropbox link to the video. I also included the original in the second half of the video. If you watch it, the screaming was coming from directly where the camera is pointed, but more than 50 feet away across a narrow field. There's a small shack that has a couple of cars, usually parked at the road, just on the other side of the field. It is bothering me a lot since I'm 41 years old and have never heard anything so disturbing in real life. Here's the original poster's video. In the video, you can hear what seems to be the screams of a human. If we consider the distance between the original poster's house and the direction the noise was coming from, it puts things into perspective. These might not just be screams, but wailing in complete agony. Understandably, the comments were furious at the sheer negligence from the police. Some were asking the original poster to consider using a drone to figure out what was happening there. Some were notably scarred by the audio they had listened to. Some users said the screams were not human and probably an animal, and some dismissed the entire post as a hoax, while others had personal stories to share. For a subreddit that deals with investigation, Reddit Bureau of Investigation users were short on material with this one. The original poster left the thread with a final update. I talked to them and they wrote down what I said. I showed them the video, they have copies of it, and I said they would do a welfare check. They also told me to drop it and not to trespass or I would be cited. They said they will handle anything, so I guess I am just going to have to watch the newspapers and see if anything comes up. That's all I can do. I've done my due diligence, and I really hope everything is actually all right. Months went by and the original poster had nothing to share about the incidents. You look into their profile and realize he has entertained the idea of a skinwalker, creepypasta-looking figure. For a non-believer like me, dismissing the entire thing as a hoax would be my next. Well, murder it is. I posted last year about coming home and hearing a female voice screaming for her life. I posted a video with the audio of the scream and got plenty of comments. About 2 months later, the house that it was coming from had sheriff's cars all around it. I found out that an elderly man had committed suicide via gunshot and that his son was the only person home, and the person who reported that his father had shot himself. Fast forward to last week. I was sitting at home, watching YouTube when I heard gunshots. I live in the country, and that is common, so I did not think anything of it. Turns out, it was the sound of that son murdering his mother. He is trying to claim self-defense, but he is being charged with murder. I live next door and my security cameras caught the audio of the murder. It also captures the vehicle the son made his getaway in. I have had detectives in and out gathering video footage for the past week. This is a family annihilator. They are now looking at him for murder of his father as well. The case has been reopened and they have now recognized that my calls and reports were actually real. 2 lives could have been saved. The screams were real. Tim Johnson II has been a terror in his family, leading to the deaths of 2 family members, people who likely could not fight back. Despite admitting to killing his mother, he still maintains innocence in his father's death, claiming he shot himself. After that, he received a definite, determinate term of 15 years to life in prison. No amount of justice can bring back the life he stole, nor undo the unimaginable terror he brought into that house.
I know just where to take you when we see a show. The horror picture movie is the place to go. You wrap your arms around me when the show begins.
It starts the way these things always do. Someone sends a link. No warning, no context. Just a dumb-sounding title that feels too weird to be dangerous. Obey the Walrus. It sounds like a joke. You think it's a meme. You click. It starts with a cartoon. Old, washed out. A kid in a raincoat spins with an umbrella, while this broken little song loops in warped Spanish. Obedece a la morsa. Obedece a la morsa. Obey the Walrus. Then cut, smash, gone. Now she's there. Pale skin, black leotard, eyes ring dark and heavy. She moves like she's dancing, but it looks like it hurts. Or maybe it's not a dance at all. Maybe it's something worse. No music now. Just the sound of something spinning too fast and choking on itself. She gets closer and closer, then black. The internet says if you watch the whole thing, it's already in you. The dancer is real. Her name was Sandy Crisp, the goddess bunny. She was an actress, a punk legend in LA born with polio. Her body never moved the way the world told her it should, and she never asked it to. She modeled, she performed, she ran for office. She was loud and strange and herself. What you see in that video, the rawness, the flicker, the way she shatters what you expect a body to look like, that was never meant to scare you. It was meant to free her, but the internet does not care. In 2005, someone took a piece of her, a real clip from a documentary about her life, and twisted it. They dropped it in a blender with some static, some creepy audio, some cryptic edits. What came out was Obey the Walrus, a cursed object stitched together from someone else's truth. It spread like rot, 4chan chain emails, YouTube, forums, back when viral meant something messy and fast, not just numbers in an algorithm, back before we had names for this kind of horror. It does not scare you because of what it shows. It scares you because of how it shows it. No context, no source, no story, just discomfort, raw and wet and loud. It speaks the language of early net horror, glitchy tape, broken nursery rhymes, faces held too long, limbs that move like they forgot how. But it also does something else. It puts you in the spotlight. Because you don't know how to look at Sandy, you feel like you should look away, not because she is monstrous, but because the edit tells you she is. Because the way it is cut and scored and smeared with static trains, you to flinch at difference, and that makes it a mirror. Obey the Walrus shows you more of yourself than it ever shows of her. Then came the whispers, that it was cursed, that it belonged to a series, that if you watched it, something would follow you. 7 days, the Ring style. Some said it was an ARG, some said a cult made it. Others swore there were hidden messages in the background noise. People claimed to see her in their dreams. The myths grew like moss. Response videos started, deep dives, breakdowns, remixes, and somewhere in all that noise, the goddess bunny, a real person, became just another ghost on the internet. A scare, a flicker, a scream. But Obey the Walrus never fades. Not really. Even now, 20 years later, it still hits wrong. Because it is not just a video. It is a fossil. A reminder of a weirder, crueler internet. Before explanations, before warnings, before we filtered everything through context and compassion. Obey the Walrus reminds you that horror doesn't need monsters. Sometimes all it needs is a screen, a sound, a human body framed just wrong enough that your brain rejects it. And the worst part? That body was real. That woman lived, laughed, fought, performed. She survived a world that hated her, and we, all of us, turned her image into a jump scare. Sandy Crisp died in 2021. She never chose to be remembered like this. She lived full and defiant. But now, online, she is not a person. She is a glitch, a curse, a warning. She is remembered not for who she was, but for what we made her into.
But all the online about how I look and the fact that I look like a midget and that Obey the Walrus, excuse me, I'm not a walrus, I'm a human being. And I would appreciate it if people would recognize that. So if you all please stop posting negative comments online, I would highly appreciate it. Thank you.